68 Park Avenue, Woonsocket. You need an auto mechanic who cares. Call Bill at 762-2325 and tell him about the noises your car's making, the lights that are on, or maybe you just need an inspection. Henry's Auto Repair, 1068 Park Avenue, Woonsocket. Sunny skies today with a high of 73 degrees and a breeze from the northwest. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 49. Sunday's weather, sunshine and 75. Labor Day Monday, mostly sunny and 76. Tuesday, sunny and 78. Wednesday, sunny and 79. Thursday, mostly sunny and 75. And next Friday, partial sunshine with a 40% chance of a shower, high of 76 degrees. Currently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here on Park Avenue in Woonsocket, the temperature is 57 degrees. We're local and live at 99.5.
Good morning and welcome to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan and I am joined by my co-host Pat Holland. This morning, Pat, we welcome you back. Welcome back, Mr. Holland.
Good to be back.
Great to have you back. First, let me thank Matt, my son Matt, for filling in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But
Matt and Marty.
Matt and Marty filling in as well.
Appreciate
and took two guys to fill in for you one week, and
let's not go that far.
But how you feeling? How
I
things going?
feel good.
Good.
Yep,
Good.
every day feeling a little bit better.
Excellent. I was psyched when you called in last week, and you sounded great last week. And the only thing that came out of that after we were done talking and hung up, I don't think I told you, I was all done with my notes.
Right.
So I'm like, that I had a half an hour to
right.
Now what are we going to talk about?
Right.
All right. Big weekend for you as well. Your daughter moving into school.
Yeah, we move her up today. My wife's probably on her way up there, and then I'll drive up after the show, and then she plays for the soccer team. So they start their season today at Framingham State at 2 o'clock. So good luck to the LaSalle women's soccer team.
Yeah, and I have a aficionado with the LaSalle baseball team. I got an affection for all things LaSalle anyway. So good luck to her. And so, all right, well, nothing's changed in the format since you've been gone, Pat. So we'll do what we always do. Let's go around Rhode Island and New England and get you caught up. And this past week, we put the final touches on our high school football schedule. We start just under 2 weeks from today, Friday night. If all looks like all systems are go at the new Woonsocket High School football stadium, as Woonsocket High hosts Pilgrim at 7 o'clock. And according to the athletic director at Woonsocket, Nancy Giordano, and an article in the Valley Breeze just this past Thursday, the field right on Cass Ave will be ready to go for the 7 o'clock kickoff. A little bit different this year in our broadcast. I'll still be handling the play-by-play, but Brendan McGeer and our very own Pat Holland will be splitting duties on the color commentary for the 10 scheduled games. Our 11th scheduled game will be the annual Thanksgiving morning game of Cumberland hosting Woonsocket. That game, we featured it last year on Thanksgiving, the three-man in the rainy cramped Woonsocket press box, but we pulled it off, and we'll have the same three-man booth this year. If it rains, it's okay. The press box is a little bit bigger at Cumberland than the Barry Field press box, but welcome to the coverage. You excited to do some high school football?
Oh yeah, excited. Obviously to get to call games with you, and is always a privilege.
Thanks. Get my swelled head.
The
going
voice
here.
of Rhode Island high school football.
I'd like to thank Brendan for that little moniker. I love that. Thank you, Brendan. So that'll be great. And speaking of high school football, next Saturday we're lining up our second annual high school preview coach show. We'll have interviews with live with Burrville coach Gennaro Ferraro. Lincoln coach will be. We're trying to line up a tape where we play his interview. If we don't get to it next week, we'll get to it the week after, just based on time. But that'll be with Sean Kavanaugh, new coach, Cumberland coach Matt LaRoche, and new Woonsocket coach Brett Cordair will be joining us at least on the lines, possibly in studio as well. So that'll be next Saturday, right after the injury fund games this week, and then that'll get ready to kick off our broadcast the following Friday. So I'm excited.
Good times.
Good times.
Number 9, Rhode Island last night overcame a 10-point deficit in a 3-loss fumble in the first half to knock off Campbell 31-20 in the season opener for both teams Friday night. Rams scored on the game's opening possession with an electric 4-play, 75-yard drive that featured a 30-yard pass play to Marcus Buchanan and a 31-yard touchdown pass from Devin Farrell to tight end Kevin Schaefer. Aided by 3 lost fumbles by Rhodey, visiting Campbell scored 17 unanswered points to build a 10-point lead. URI regained momentum just before the half when Antoine Littleton Jr. capped off a 75-yard drive with a 2-yard touchdown run. A 59-yard reception by Buchanan set up the score. The Rams defense took over in the second half. Rhode Island allowed just 3 points after the break and shut Campbell out on 7 third-down attempts. Led by defensive lineman Case Mankins and linebacker Rohan Davey, the defense never let the visitors back into the game. Mankins forced a fumble that led to the URI field goal. It had a third-down sack to end another drive in the fourth quarter. Davey ends with 6 tackles, including a sack and a quarterback hurry that ended 2 other drives. Littleton's second rushing touchdown, a 1-yard plunge, put Rhode Island in front 24-20 with 12 minutes to go. Buchanan iced the game 3 minutes later with a 46-yard catch and run down the right sideline from Farrell. URI plays again next Saturday at Stony Brook with a 6 p.m. kickoff.
And Case Mankins, if that name sounds familiar at all, he's the one and only son. Well, I don't know if he's the one and only, but he is. His father is Logan Mankins of the New England Patriots, and so having a good career. Played at Fian, I believe, in high school, and is I think he's a second-year player now at URI. So good luck to the Mankins family. So okay, over at Bryant, their season begins tonight at 9 when they visit New Mexico State University. Brown University, as mentioned last week, naturally begins their season about a month from now, like they did with the hockey and basketball season, on September 20th when they host Georgetown. Boston College gets their season underway today at 2 when they host Fordham with their new quarterback, Dylan Lonergan. I think I'm saying his name right. Lonergan, or just basically it's their 4th quarterback in 3 years.
He's a transfer from Alabama.
Yes, yep. And the big college football game over on Fox is once again at 12 o'clock today. We reported last week that it was today, but we mean the real today.
Yes.
Featured number 1 Texas. I've seen Ohio State ranked number 2 in some polls and 3 in other polls. It's a 1 versus 2 or a 1 versus 3 game at noontime today. So if you're out and about, set the old DVR, extend it to about 4.5 hours. Should be a good game.
And RFC returns home for the first of 4 consecutive home games tonight at 7 p.m. when they take on Charleston Battery at 7. That game can be seen on Nesson Plus. RIFC currently sits in 9th place, 2 points out of a playoff spot. We'll need to play well tonight against Charleston, who is in 2nd place. Up at Gillette, New England Revolution look to keep their slim playoff chance alive as they host 4th place Charlotte FC at 7:30 at the Razor.
I called Centerville Bank at the bank last week. I don't know if that has any legs or not, but
it works.
Have you been able to keep up with the Revs at all in the last couple of weeks?
I paid attention.
I know they've won 2 of their last 3.
Yep.
It's I know they're in must-win.
They're playing a little bit better.
Yeah, they have a chance. I know they're in 11th place.
It is slim. They gotta, they need a lot to happen, but.
Okay, I know that the season goes through early October, I think.
Yeah,
so
they gotta put wins together.
Yeah,
they can't give up points, and then they need some help above them. So, but we'll see.
And same thing with RIFC. They're in 9th place. They're only 2 out of that playoff spot, like you mentioned, but the team in front of them has a game in hand on them, and they're also awfully close to like 10th, 11th place as well.
Yeah, it's competitive.
And they lost last week to Hartford, 3-0 in Hartford. I'm like, ooh, that's a tough one. So, all right, the Woo Sox, Worcester Red Sox, currently 2-2 on their 6-game road trip to Durham. Dropped a 5-3 decision last night. Christian Campbell mired in a bit of a slump with 0 for 4 last night. He saw his season average dip down to 268, still carrying that close to 400 on base percentage, though. He was back at first base last night, and Pat, I'm not sure if you listened last week during this part. They had him in left field, they've had him in center field, second base, first base, and I'm not sure, where they want him. And now they got Abraham Toro, who was released by Boston on August 21st, accepted his designation of Worcester on the 26th. No one claimed him. So, though he wasn't at first base last night, he was in the lineup, and he's obviously a first baseman as well. So, I'm not sure I'm not sure what they're going to do with Campbell. I'm not sure if this is why he's slumping. If he's just in his head a bit of like, what's my position? So I don't know. I'm confused on him.
Yeah, I would suspect we probably won't see him back up this year.
There'll be a September call-up?
I don't think so.
It used to be you can call up a ton of people. I think the limit is like 4.
It's 4.
Yeah, 4, maybe 5. So it's, you got to figure maybe Toro will be back up just because of his experience. And, if I think Campbell could get called up when the Woo Sox season's over, completely over, not just a September call-up. Let him play out. There's 2 more homestands still coming up for Worcester next week and then 2 weeks from now as well. So if you haven't been out to Polo Park, go check it out. So, all right, and I just to give a quick shout-out to a very local, we wish the Wheaton Lions of girls volleyball team luck today against Johnson & Wales. I know some people that are going to the game, so good luck to their daughter as well. So as they come up from Connecticut, so go Lions. So, all right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we want you to join us in the cheap seats, 401-766-1240. The Sox let one slip away last night to the Pirates, 4-2. Not the only news of the day. Red Sox, lots of call-ups, releases, making a lot of noise again. So we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Sox? What are their moves? We're also going to touch on the Patriots a little bit later on as well. But when we come back, we'll definitely dive into the Red Sox and what's been happening lately. So won't you join us in the cheap seats with Pat and Kevin at 401-766-1240. You're listening on 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and OneSocketRadio.com.
The latest Buick and GMC models are available at Tasker Buick GMC in Woonsocket. Buick Encore, Envision, Enclave, and Envista are on the lot waiting for you to take one for a test drive. New GMC crossovers, SUVs, as well as trucks and vans are also available. Thinking of a pre-owned vehicle? Tasker Buick GMC has more than 900 in stock, many under $15,000. Visit online, TaskerBuickGMC.com, or stop into 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Tasker Buick GMC, you will be satisfied. And remember, there are no tariffs on the vehicles in stock at Tasker Buick GMC.
When you're ill and need same-day care, remember North Smithfield Urgent Care and Lincoln Urgent Care for affordable and accessible care. You'll always be seen by a board-certified physician who will assess the problem and make you feel safe and reassured. Both centers can help you with a wide range of symptoms and ailments, including flu, fractures, allergies, infections, work injuries, and more. Check their websites for convenient patient and medical forms, which you may fill out before the visit. North Smithfield Urgent Care, 594 Great Road, North Smithfield, 768-3400. And Lincoln Urgent Care, 2 Wake Robin Road, Lincoln, 333-9595.
When you install a garage door, don't forget the safety factor. Woonsocket Door Sales suggests you visit their website at woonsocketdoorsales.com and read about all the new technology available to make your garage and your home safe. In addition to your vehicles, your garage may store valuable tools and equipment. It may also have access to your home. Their website also features a variety of designs and comments about satisfied customers. Woonsocket Door Sales in Cumberland, 767-3448. They install, repair, and service all types of garage doors for commercial and residential.
Automobile construction and design continues to change, so it's important that auto body shops remain current and certified in aluminum repair and able to reproduce the entire color spectrum. Michaud's Auto Body is a certified Class A auto shop staying current with the new technology. The use of aluminum in construction has made vehicles lighter, and many of the new metallic paints require the tri-coat process, 3 layers to get the perfect match. Michaud's Auto Body, a second-generation family business, 430 Privilege Street, Woonsocket, 769-1983.
ON Worldwide.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan, rejoined this week by Pat Holland, and off to a good start, Pat. Glad to have you back, and this is great to have you.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
All right. Want to be anywhere else. Maybe.
I mean Florida's always nice. All right. So Peyton Toll, the 22-year-old rookie, going up against Paul Skeens. First of all, did you see how they film these now when they call these guys up. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. They're like, hey, Paul Skeens against TBD. How would you like to be TBD?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So I compare and call him the modern day Nuke LaLoosh from the movie Bull Durham. When did Bull Durham come out? What, 87, 88, something like that? And Nuke got called up from Single A to the show. Peyton took a more conventional route, but earlier this season was pitching in Single A.
Yeah.
Went to Double A Portland, went to Triple A Worcester, and by all accounts, I think he earned himself another start going forward in this rotation.
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, like everyone has said, his fastball is dynamic.
98, 99.
98, 99. It's his secondary stuff that needs a little bit of work, but it's not terrible.
Right.
So, but to make it, first of all, to make your major league debut against Paul Skeens, at home with all that adrenaline. I mean, I would say outpitched him, but he matched him.
How's that?
For sure.
Skeens gave up 2 runs.
Yep.
And you can make the argument that Toll didn't give up any runs. Yes, he put the 2 guys on base with back-to-back hits, but it was his bullpen that let those guys score with the back-to-back doubles that tie the game up. 8 strikeouts and 5 in the 3rd inning, so half of his outs came by strikeout.
3 hits.
3 hits, only 2 walks, I think it was.
2 walks.
And you mentioned that one of the hits was just kind of like a bloop.
Yeah, it was like I don't know if it was a broken bat, but it was like a flare to right field. It had kicked hard right. So, all in all, I thought he pitched great. I figured he'd probably go 5.
Yeah, I think his pitch count was around 84, 85.
Yeah,
it was in the low to mid 80s.
Might have been 90.
Did
I
you
think
get
he
to
might
90?
have had 90 when they took him out.
So that seems to be the all right. Coming up through the ranks. I mean, he was pitching in college just a year ago. So build up his arm, and now I mean the talk has been you got Bayo's been pitching well. You got Crochet's been pitching well.
Giolito,
thank you. Oh my God, trying to blank the senior moment there. Been pitching well in the rotation, but who's going to be the 4th starter, especially if they get into a longer series in the playoffs? And you got to figure last night that was almost a tryout for Peyton Toll, and on the heels of Walker Buehler getting just an outright release yesterday afternoon. He got released, and they made room for Toll by getting rid of Buehler. Were you surprised by the Walker Buehler move?
I mean, I guess I was a little bit, but then I guess it turned into that wasn't the plan, but because of some of the injuries they've had, it ended up being needed.
Like he was in the bullpen. He had 1 bullpen appearance. I think he went 2 innings, 2 1/3.
Yankees.
He gave up a couple runs.
Solo shot, I think.
I think they said 2 runs in that game. I don't remember. I didn't see it that game.
Yeah.
He's been struggling all year by his own admission. He's pitched. He said 3 good games, but one of them doesn't count because it was against the White Sox or the A's earlier in the year. So and basically, he's only thrown 2 good games all year. Very surprised that he just got his outright release because of his experience last year. So
yeah, and I think overall he's been better in the second half.
Yeah.
Overall, he still can't find the strike zone.
Right.
Not consistent enough, in my opinion. I mean, it's frustrating watching him, but looks like we have a call.
We do have a call, so let's go to the phone lines. And who do we have on the line? Welcome to the Cheap Seats.
Good morning, Kevin, and welcome back, Pat.
Hey, Moose, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You recognize the voice?
Of course I do.
All right. Well, how's it going, Moose?
Fine, thanks. Just to reflect a little bit on the subject you were just speaking about.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this Tolley guy, he's a big boy.
He's 6'6", 250.
Hey, big boy. 22, he looks like about 40.
He does look old, doesn't he?
Right, but nonetheless, no, he was bringing some severe gas.
Yeah.
To the plate, and he pitched admirably, that's for sure. Did you have any question about the illustrious Alex Cora taking him out?
I mean, I always do. This is where I do side with you on some things, Moose. But and I recognize it as my old school because I just grew up hating bullpens, and I just don't like bullpens, and I don't trust bullpens. And I understand no one throws a complete game anymore. I wasn't surprised because I think, as Pat mentioned, I think he was at 84, 85 pitches.
Yeah, 84 pitches. I checked it out this morning. 84.
Okay, so here's a guy that a calendar year ago was in pitching in college. 2 months ago was pitching in Greenville, South Carolina, in high A ball. Then he's up in Portland. Then he's in Worcester. So the guy's on this meteoric rise.
Quick climb to the top.
Yeah. Let him leave. He walks out to a standing ovation. He's got to be feeling good about himself. He said he had goosebumps. He couldn't feel his feet on the ground.
So what do you think? Does he stay in the rotation? Well, they let go. Bueller's gone.
Bueller's gone. Go ahead, Pat.
I'd say he's still in.
I think he's in. Yeah. They need a fourth. I mean, who's there? I don't like Dustin May.
No, I think Dustin May's pitching today.
He's today.
He's pitching today. So now they have 5 starters if they keep this kid.
I think I see no reason not to use him again 5 days from now or whenever his next spot in the rotation is. I think yesterday was a tryout for him, and he answered the bell. I mean, he matched all schemes.
I totally agree. The reason why I called, really, I want to touch up on that, is I had sent an email to Kevin a couple of 3 days ago about the new playoff format in the majors, where the wild card is concerned. That format has changed. The top wild card team plays all 3 games at home. Now, that's a change. Usually it's a 1-1-1 thing in the past.
Yeah.
But what I don't like about this is that you can win your division and be on the road. And you have to go on the road. It's 1-1-1.
Is that? I wasn't aware of that. I saw your email on that, and I didn't get a chance to review it.
The low seed,
the top. You're right.
Could be a division winner.
Yep.
A wild card. You could have 2 or 3 wild card teams that have a better record than the division winner.
Right.
And they would have the advantage.
Yeah, if truly
the winner would have to go. They certainly have to go on the road. My contingency is this: if the top wild card plays all 3 games at home, whoever their opponent is, that's unfair for the opponent fans. You want to see them at least once at home during the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think if you win the division, I agree with you. You win the division, you should get something for winning the division now. Because how many times have you seen? I remember the Baltimore Orioles back in the day. Back in the day they didn't have wild card, but they won 100 games and didn't make the playoffs. But the 88 win Royals won the playoffs. But there was a 100 win, I think, Giant team. Or Dodgers. One of them won 100 and had to go in as a wild card and go on the road to the division winner. And the division
I'm just talking about the wild card format.
Yeah.
After that, the playoffs change.
Yeah.
But if you make the wild card, if you're a wild card team, if you're in the wild card playoffs, the 3 plays 6, 2 plays 4. The first 2 teams have byes with the best winning percentage. That you should at least be honored to have a game at home. It's not fair at home. Say, just for example, Seattle would play the Red Sox, who are the top wild card winner.
Right.
All Red Sox, all 3 games will be played at Fenway. Seattle fans don't see them once at home.
Well, naturally, I'm in favor of that as a Red Sox fan. But and you know the reason why, Moose. That way they can get the wild card done in 3 straight games, 3 straight days. And that way, once you start throwing in the travel and let's use your Boston to Seattle example, that's going to put a day in between. When they keep adding playoff teams, they can't keep adding days to the calendar. They don't want to go into November.
Aside from the traveling,
I
mean, it is what it is. If you have to travel a day,
right?
Your fans should be rewarded with seeing their team at home in the playoffs. They look forward to the playoffs all year. If your so-and-so team all year say, hey, they might make the playoffs, and they do, and you don't see them home.
Right.
So that's my point.
Finish higher.
Yeah. I mean, then there's the other theory with Pat saying, all right, you got 162 games. be better, I guess, right? It's and they keep reviewing their policies on this, and because right, this was the round that used to be a one and done, which there was no. I kind of like the one and done. It's a lot of extra managing goes into that. How do you play that?
Yeah,
and,
that's rough.
So now it's a
totally
3-game.
different situation there. One and done. I don't know. That seems unfair too after an entire season.
Yeah, it does.
One game you lose, you're out. See ya.
Just like the
now
19...
they can play 12 or 15 or 16 games during the year. Right. 20 games. They played 162.
Hey, happened to the 78 Sox. One and done. Game number 163 to the Yankees, and they lost. Yeah. So it's
the Yankees have now the top wild card spot.
Yeah, they're a half game ahead of the Sox right now. But
Toronto lost.
Yeah, to Milwaukee. So that was good.
Yeah. Well, we got to scramble. We're in the thick of it, and that's a good thing.
Yes, right. That's it. Hey, I think we said at the beginning of the year, if they're playing some meaningful ball come September, they got us the football season. Woohoo! And then 2, all right. Now we're legitimately talking playoffs. Even if they go into like a mini slump, which I hope they don't do, they're going to be all games in September are now going to matter, which is great.
Well, they got 2 more over here against the Pirates.
Yep, take 2 out
of 3. And then Cleveland comes in.
Yep.
For 3, and I think they hit the West Coast after that. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember. We went over.
I don't have the schedule.
Yeah, they're out in Arizona.
Yeah, they're in Arizona.
Oakland, Oakland, Sacramento, wherever you want to.
Let's see, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas.
Let's go with the A's, the Athletics.
And I don't think they'll ever play in Vegas. All right, Moose.
Taking up your time. I hope you have a good day, and go Sox.
Go Sox.
We'll talk to you next weekend.
Sounds
good one, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
The Mighty Moose joining us here in the cheap seats with Pat and Kevin. But, baseball changed their format from the one and done wild card to 3. And, like I said, it's all on travel. It's and again, use the Boston-Seattle example. You can't play Monday night at even say 6 o'clock, have the game end at 10 and fly to Seattle and play Tuesday, play that game, and now you need a game 3 and fly back to Boston. Right. But you can't just be putting days on the calendar because now you'll be out, into mid-November.
When you start adding these additional teams,
right?
There has to be some compromise there. And you're right, they can't. What are they going to start playing into November?
Right,
and World Series is 7 Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to do that. They're already losing numbers to NFL anyway.
Correct.
So they really don't want to go much past Halloween anyway. October, the Fall Classic, everyone knows that. So I think if they keep adding these playoff teams, what you might see happening is they keep going back earlier to March, which also not good for the Northeast teams to be playing, up in Detroit, Chicago, Boston, New York, Toronto, Philly.
Weather.
In mid-March, St. Patrick's Day, you get storms. So the only other thing I can come up with is maybe expand the rosters and start scheduling more doubleheaders. Attendance other than the Northeast isn't great in baseball. Maybe it's a way to lure people back in and just schedule the traditional 9-inning doubleheaders. Like they used to. There used to be 5 or 6 scheduled. Now though the Red Sox do have a scheduled doubleheader next season, one which I found rare, ironically at Seattle. But that might be a way to keep it in October, and figure out what you're doing with the playoffs.
Now you start getting into the collective bargaining agreement. I'm sure there's something there that says, we can't play doubleheaders on.
Oh yeah, because they negotiated in a day off here and there. Is it like once every 8 days? I think so. That's why you'll see a lot of Mondays or a lot of Thursdays for the Red Sox. Will have the day off, unless there are makeups and things like that happen. Then they'll use that. But interesting. I kind of like the one and done. Kind of the same thing you said. Hey, do better in the 162 game season. You got your 3 games in a row now, but back then, you one and done. Go win that game. Do you throw Crochet in that one and done game, or do you try to save him for the longer series and then you lose the one and done? And a lot of thought goes into that. So, and same thing with the 3-game series. Now you go your 3 start. If you go all 3, you use your 3 starters, you win. I don't know the quick turnaround. You might be starting game 1 of the next series with your number 4 pitcher.
Right.
And you can't use your number 1 more than once or twice in the series. You won't be able to use them 3 times. But yeah, might only be 1. So, all right. So let's take a quick break. We got some more Red Sox, more baseball stuff to talk to. We also got some time to talk some Pats roster moves as well, as they made some big noise yesterday as well. And if you have some thoughts on the Red Sox, the Patriots, or anything else that comes to mind, give us a call. Join us in the cheap seats at 401-766-1240, and you can join us in listening on 99.5 FM, 1240 AM, and WOONSoccerRadio.com. And you can watch us on the WOON Facebook page and on ON Worldwide on the YouTube. So take a look, see how, tune in, see what we look like.
2 handsome guys.
2 handsome guys on your Saturday morning.
Stay on top of your vehicle's maintenance. Good advice from State Line Service and Tire and their full service, including suspension systems, transmission maintenance, heating and air conditioning, emission control testing, and addressing computer problems. Don, Kevin, and Sean believe in staying on top. Check their website for money-saving coupons, StatelineAutoservice.com. They can also provide your service history and automatic service reminders. State Line Service and Tire, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket. If you want your yard to be the envy of the neighborhood, then you need to contact Rosato & Sons of Westboro. They've been turning outdoor visions into reality across Massachusetts for more than 37 years. From custom patios, walkways, and outdoor kitchens to low-maintenance water features and landscape lighting. Looking for routine lawn maintenance, irrigation, or seasonal color? Rosato & Sons has you covered. They are a full-service landscaping firm doing it all in-house for unmatched quality and reliability. When you're ready to elevate your outdoor living, visit rosatoandsons.com to request your free estimate. Rosato & Sons of Westboro, where beautiful landscapes aren't an expense, they're an investment.
The world-class distributor of all things electrical is Electrical Wholesalers. They are a full-service electrical distributor with branches throughout Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Locally, they're at 113 Clinton Street next to KFC here in Woonsocket, with other locations in Cranston and Franklin, Massachusetts. Electrical Wholesalers provides the highest quality service to electrical contractors as well as residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Electrical Wholesalers is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Visit ew-ne.com. Electrical Wholesalers.
Are you looking to beautify your property this autumn? Look to A.J. Moran for stonework patios, steps, walkways, plus retaining walls. Are you looking to beautify your home this autumn? A.J. Moran can put veneer stone right on your house to have beautiful looking stone. And if that's not what you want, A.J. Moran can rebuild indoor fireplaces with veneer stone. It's real natural stone. Check out what they can do online, ajmoraninc.com. A.J. Moran.
WOON Woonsocket Radio, ON, AM, and FM.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. I'm Kevin Callahan, joined by Pat Holland. And if you want to join us in the Cheap Seats, give us a call, 401-766-1240. Sox here on August 30th playing some interesting ball. They did it. They got us through the summer. We still care. They didn't have their August swoon that we were all nervous about at the beginning of the month. They're within 3.5 games of Toronto, half game behind the Yankees, who are starting to play a little bit better themselves after their little swoon. I still got that 3-game series in Toronto against Toronto circled. I'm really hoping that series, I think that's their second to last series of the year, second or third to last. I'm hoping that series could mean something for the Sox for first place. So it could be a 3-team race coming down to the wire. So again, September baseball. We got something to watch here, Pat. This is great besides just football.
It's really been exciting. They've kept you in every game, and even last night, I'm like, oh, here we go, 8th, 9th inning. This is, they've showed up.
Yeah.
It didn't happen last night, but they keep you on the edge of your seat. They're playing good defense, which has really was their Achilles at the beginning of the season.
Bregman had another nice play.
Yeah, the pitching has been just, starting wise. The starters have been great. bullpen's been a little shaky, but
Yeah.
you know, as long as they can get through to you know, obviously, you know, you bring in Chapman.
Yeah,
He's been lights out.
in the 8th.
Whitlock's
and
been great.
Chapman in the 9th. So now it's like, okay, it's, you know, you heard me say to Moose, I'm not a big fan of bullpens, and that's one of the things you see that, Peyton Toll got pulled in the 6th inning. And sure enough, it was a Weiser. He was a back-to-back double.
He's been pretty inconsistent.
Right, and Whitlock's been great. So now it's okay. We don't need the complete game, but we need 7 now for one inning of
or they
Whitlock.
need that. They need that legitimate long guy out of the bullpen.
Right, exactly. And I think they were actually probably hoping for Buehler.
Correct.
To be that guy, and basically he was a one and done in the bullpen. So I wonder if he kind of like complained as well, and maybe
It didn't sound like it, but who knows?
Right.
I mean, it just really sounded like they wanted him to get into that role. They were going to give him, some time to kind of get into that mental space, I guess, if you will.
Right.
And then, just some of these injuries that popped up, they had no choice but to, I don't know if he was the only one that could let go, but
right.
I think he's just been inconsistent.
Yeah, and he's free to sign with any team. I haven't heard if he signed. Maybe some team will take a flyer on him.
They got this kid Hicks in the deal for Devers. Yeah, Rafi. He's inconsistent too, but the upside to him is his fastball is electric.
It is.
I mean, he's reaching 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
So, you don't like to see him walk guys, but he does have the ability to bounce back and, like in Baltimore, he walked a guy and then he got a double play.
Double play,
the next
right.
ball, so.
And Matt's the guy they picked up at the trade deadline. He's been pitching better. I don't know if I trust him, but in his last 10 or 11 innings or so, he's pitched very well.
Yeah.
Okay. And, he's got some good stuff as well. I want to be able to trust whoever they bring in. They bring in, they take out Tolle. It's 2-0. They got the Skeens for 2 legitimate runs. And this guy's got a 1.6 ERA.
2-1.
It was 2-1?
Yeah.
Okay. But they still got 2 off of Skeens.
Yeah.
In 6 innings. That's above his ERA.
I think it was unearned, but.
Oh, that's what it was. I think it was 2 runs, one earned.
One earned.
Yeah. So, they still got 2 off of them.
Yeah.
And the Roman Anthony bomb.
That was an absolute bomb.
Wow.
99-mile-an-hour fastball inside of the plate. Boom. I was like, wow.
So this was sent to me. The Red Sox on June 28th, for you gamblers out there, they were 41-43 and had a 22.7% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now, when they were 75-60, so this was like a day or so ago, they now have a 96.2% chance of making the playoffs. 73.5% increase over the past 61 days. And I bring that up because one of the things, and Moose actually put this in an email to us, Pat. It was about how they are winning these one-run games now. Or like you even said, hey, all right, they put themselves in a chance last night to make a comeback against the Pirates. They fell short, but they put themselves in the position. Back in early June, they lost their 17th one-run game. And I looked it up this morning. They're now 20-24 in one-run games, and they've been winning these one-run games lately. It just shows you just how bad they were at the beginning of the year. They were I think they were like 5-17 or 3-17 in these one-run games at the beginning of the year. So now they're starting to win these. They're coming back on them. Again, the pitching has gotten so much better. The start, Giolito has just been
lights out.
Lights out. Bayo has found he won a 1-0 game the other day. So it's so they're winning the one-run games and they're getting the starting pitcher. This is the main reason. And then Roman Anthony's producing and he's not coming out of the lineup. And these guys average up over 290 now, I believe. So he's the real deal. You know what he's becoming? Roman Anthony. Oh, Roman Anthony's up. You stop what you're doing to go watch. Romy Gonzalez up. Yeah, let me know how he does. Oh, Roman Anthony's up. Stop. Hold on. I want to watch the at bat. That's what it used to be like with Ortiz and Manny. Roman Anthony's become that guy at age 21. He's become that guy. And you combine last night's stars for the Red Sox, Tolle and Roman Anthony. Their combined age is still younger than Rich Hill, who's in the major leagues. That's a combined age of 43. Rich Hill's 45, and they're combined 1 year older than Justin Verlander, who's 42.
Right.
So,
yeah, he's Anthony's batting 295.
295.
8 home runs now, 30 RBIs, 879 OPS. I want to say his OBP is over 400.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I think he's been. I'll look that up for you because he's his eye at the plate. We were talking about this the other day. 402 OBP. So it's he's got a tremendous eye at the plate. He does not swing at the stuff outside the zone, which is so rare for someone his age. Actually, the way the game is played today with so many strikeouts from the batters, swinging at just anything.
Yeah.
He's not that free swing. He's got a great eye. And now he's starting to hit the home runs, lead off home runs in 2 out of 3 games this past week. So he's exciting, and again, reason enough just to tune in. Paul Skeens last night for Pittsburgh, he delivered. What great hype! Wish I was at that game last night. So, all right, we're gonna take one last break. When we come back, we're gonna jump into the Patriots, their roster moves. How are they looking headed into their season? Season starting a week from tomorrow. At home, 1 o'clock against the Raiders. They made some noise, some surprise cuts this week, some surprise additions, then some cuts. So if you got some thoughts on the Patriots and their roster, give us a call, 401-766-1240. You still want to talk Sox? No problem. Join us in the cheap seats. Give us a call. You're in the cheap seats with Pat and Kevin on 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and OneSocketRadio.com.
The latest Buick and GMC models are available at Tasker Buick GMC in Woonsocket. Buick Encore, Envision, Enclave, and Invista are on the lot waiting for you to take one for a test drive. New GMC crossovers, SUVs, as well as trucks and vans are also available. Thinking of a pre-owned vehicle? Tasker Buick GMC has more than 900 in stock, many under $15,000. Visit online, TaskerBuickGMC.com, or stop into 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Tasker Buick GMC, you will be satisfied. And remember, there are no tariffs on the vehicles in stock at Tasker Buick GMC.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Service Master by Gilmore. From water and fire restoration to mold remediation and emergency cleanup, we've been restoring peace of mind for over 40 years, now proudly serving all areas, including our newest service location in Rhode Island. No job is too big or too small. Day or night, we're here for you. Call Service Master by Gilmore at 1-800-783-0552 or visit us at the web at www.svmgilmore.com. Restoration done right every time.
If you're celebrating a major event, regardless of the reason, Michael's Meats of Cumberland can elevate your next meal from ordinary to extraordinary with meats so good your guests will ask you where you got them. Tell them, Michael's Meats. Michael's Meats is in the Walgreens parking lot on Mendon Road in Cumberland, just north of the Ciabro Plaza. They're open Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m., making your next meal truly special. Here's this week's specials at Michael's Meats.
And this week's specials at Michael's Meats. Michael has USDA choice trim beef sirloin tri-tips for just $12.99 a pound for your Labor Day weekend. And speaking of Labor Day, Michael's is open on Labor Day, Monday, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So get your next meal at Michael's Meat. All right, welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. We've been talking Sox majority of the show. Want to get over the Patriots obviously making some moves yesterday. Let's go with the most recent and back up. Jabril Peppers released, former captain. I know he got arrested last year. He said right away he was innocent and he would be proven right, and he's probably the only athlete I have ever found that has said that and was correct. He was arrested. He was found innocent in a court of law. Rejoined the Patriots team. Did lose his captaincy, but played the last couple games of the year. Didn't hear anything about him, good or bad, in training camp, other than they were trying to trade Kyle Duggar. And they didn't want to have two safeties out there, is what I had read. So they went and just released Peppers. Were you surprised on that release? On that?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday? A little bit. I think the more I've listened and heard and read, I guess I'm not surprised. He's really a linebacker playing safety.
Okay.
So he's not great in coverage, where Duggar's better in coverage. But, I think it was just necessary evil. Like a lot of people are saying, well, he's still probably one of the better 53 man.
Well, that's the other thing. Is he one of the is he one of the best 53 on the team? Well, yeah. Well, he's better than the punter, but you have to keep a punter. I'm like,
sure.
So you have to go by position. But if they traded Duggar, would that mean that Peppers is on the team? Then, like you just said,
probably
playing out of position. Then, so that
I would assume, yeah.
So that's not good. So
and there's other rumors out there that there's probably some other stuff behind the scenes that maybe has popped up again.
Yeah. Well, in Vrabel, different than Gerard Mayo for sure. More on the Belichick side of running things, handling things. I mean, he called out his own staff last week by calling them, we got rats in the building. I mean, that's a pretty strong word for not swearing, but to call someone on the staff a rat, after leaking, surgery and things like that.
And maybe not his staff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the other point a lot of people are trying to make is that maybe this is Vrabel's way of, they've gotten rid of a lot of the old players.
Yeah, the old Belichick guys.
The Wolf and Belichick and, so, Cole Strange, gone.
Not the Belichick.
First-round draft pick.
Yeah.
He
Javon did sign
Baker,
with the
gone.
Browns practice squad.
I believe so. Bourne.
Did he sign with anybody?
I haven't seen anything.
Somebody
I think Baker signed with the Eagles.
Eagles practice squad. Bourne has not.
I haven't seen Bourne, but I think,
yeah,
it is what it is.
It's also very telling that all these players that the Patriots released were not picked up by other teams on their practice squad. And Cole Strange was heading that way. But he did sign with the Browns practice squad. But a former number one pick, he's still young. He's still on his basically rookie contract, or just
he
expired.
had some pretty significant injuries too. So,
but a former number one that can't
That's
in
tough.
his 20s that can't latch on to another team does. Again, he's on the practice squad, but just shows you how bad the draft has been. And then the other news. So they got rid of Peppers. Tommy DeVito basically played his way onto the Patriots by beating the Patriots in week 3 of the preseason, where he torched them for 3 touchdowns. But again, he torched the Patriot reserves who were about to get cut. Any thoughts on Tommy DeVito being claimed as now the 3rd quarterback?
I don't mind it. I think he's a decent, backup 3rd quarterback. He brings a lot to the table. He's athletic. I don't mind it.
No.
I don't know if Dobbs is really a backup. I mean, but
yeah, he's got some experience. Dobbs. I mean, I like the fact that we're talking backup quarterbacks. I hope we don't
we have to see them, but
all right. So as you're thinking about the Patriots, if you're thinking about the upcoming season, let's play the game that everybody's doing. It's how are they going to do this? Pat, do you want to make a prediction? We may not have time next week. We'll ask our high school coaches their thoughts, but
I'm not like a 10-win guy. I think they're probably a 7, 8 ish. I think because of their schedule is a huge factor.
Right.
I mean, Vegas has them favored in 11 games.
Yeah, I heard that. That's crazy.
I don't know. They're usually not wrong.
They're favored in 11, but their over/under for wins is still at 8.5. And as much as and I'm not against gambling, we just don't talk gambling all that much on this show. But like you just mentioned, Vegas is never wrong in that stuff, so it's a little confusing that they are favored in 11. And again, that'll change from week to week as the season goes on. I mean, they opened up with a win last year against Cincinnati, and they weren't favored in too many other games last year.
True.
But one of the things I am worried about is their depth. I mean, everything I'm reading, and what I was saying last week too. I still don't know what we learned. We didn't learn anything from camp other than Vrabel's trying to put his mark on the team. Josh McDaniels, are you comfortable with him on the offensive side? I'm a little nervous on Christian Gonzalez, the player. Is he hurt? I mean, how hurt is he? Is he gonna be, he might be your best player, and nobody's really talking about whether he's going to be ready for week 1 or not. Have you heard anything?
I've just heard rumors now that he's still hurt. Is he hurt? Is he going to try to drag this out? Is it going to turn into a contract thing? These young guys want to get paid. They don't want to play out their rookie deals. But, I'm assuming we'll see. I mean, he still has a lot to prove.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, he's a great player. I think he's going to be really good. But,
right.
He missed a substantial amount of games.
Yes.
He's hurt again. He doesn't have much leverage.
Right.
Outside of what they've hailed him as being a top-notch, quarterback.
Right. And when he's out there, when healthy, he is good.
Yep.
And he is, the number one guy. But he's been hurt now. It goes back to July, I think. He got hurt. I think July
at practice.
At practice. Yeah. And is he a slow healer?
Practice?
Talking about practice. Vrabel's even said, and we don't know if they was talking about him, but there's only so much you can do on the bicycle.
Right.
We need you on the field, and I'm assuming they're practicing Monday. They're not going to take Labor Day off, but so it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see. They haven't played since the third preseason game. And then so
none of the starters really played, right?
And not even the backups. This is the other Dobbs didn't play.
Right.
That's why I called it a scam. I got into an argument with my brother Joe. He goes, it's a sham, not a scam. I said, I opened with sham. I switched it to a scam. He said a scam is an outright attempt to take someone money. And I said, exactly. That's why it's a scam. I said, he's like, but you willingly gave the Patriots money.
True.
I said, no, I see your point, but it used to be, and I think I'm holding on to that the free season, you got to see some of the starters. Now I'm being scammed out of my money because I can't say no to the preseason game and just buy the regular season games.
It's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal. And it always has been, again, to his point. But I'm like, all right, so we both agree it's a sham. We differ a little bit on
you have to know now that these guys aren't going to play, maybe that first game for a series, and then that's it.
So, Drake May, 7 of 12 for 58 yards in the preseason.
Yep.
With a brand new coach and a brand new offensive coordinator. So what do we? And that's why I love listening to the talking heads and their callers up in Boston. And I know this about Drake May. Oh, I know that he's this. How do you know? He played how many games last year? He played nothing in the preseason. You're going by what you might be reading, might be hearing, but you haven't seen anything yourself.
And they've changed. The game has changed. They barely wear pads now at practice.
Yeah.
Right. So
used to be 2 days, and now they don't wear pads.
I guess I'd rather see the preseason where they're not, especially where they're not practicing full.
Yeah.
Right. I'd rather say, well, he was 7 for 12 for 58 yards and a touchdown, and now we get to see what he can do during the season. Than to go, he was 7 for 12, and then he got hurt, and now we don't. Now we're stuck with Dobbs, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of like the argument though when we were talking about the Four Nations Cup. You can't not play because you're afraid of getting hurt. So you still got to get in there and play and get those mistakes, knock the rust off. People, because I was at that first game against the Commanders, and he fumbled and lost a fumble, and people, there he goes, he's making bad decisions. That's why you play the preseason, to knock this rust off. So now, and I don't know how the Raiders did it. I'm sure they did it the same way. But now you're going into week 1, which is the first 2 weeks of the season in September. We're all expecting like high quality football, and it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough around the edges. I mean,
the first couple weeks, will be
like preseason, but it means a lot now. So it's
Thankfully, they're playing the Raiders.
Yeah, and that that should be.
I haven't paid too much attention to them, but I think they struggled in the preseason, and they get their own issues. They get, their best wide receiver, or they're sitting out.
Right.
They get quarterback issues. They get the rookie running back, but
So don't we.
Yeah, so don't we. So we'll see.
Now I am, here I am contradicting myself. I am excited about Travion Henderson.
I am. He's.
I mean, he did break the 100-yard kickoff, and you got to figure those are decent special teams players that Washington threw out there.
And he had a good game against Minnesota.
He did.
So,
and then
they shut him down.
But that was okay in my mind because we actually saw. Again, just go back to Drake May. I don't know what he can do. He didn't show me enough last year to know what he can do. And Travion Henderson showed me what he could do on TV in a game. Drake May has not showed me.
I think he showed enough last year.
But he's got the new offensive coordinator. He's got the new schemes. And is that a built-in excuse then if he does struggle? Oh, it's another new coach. It's another new scheme. No. It's another new system.
We'll see.
He did say something interesting. He crossed over to basketball because people were worried. Is he going to do like when Tom Brady started his career? He was a game manager. He wasn't throwing bombs at Randy Moss. He was dinking and dunking. And Drake May said, I'm learning that you got to hit the layup before you can take the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good. That to me says dump it to Hunter Henry, who's hopefully becoming his safety valve, like Ben Coates became Bledsoe's safety valve, like Gronk became.
I think the evolution of Drake May will be getting him to release the ball quicker out of the pocket.
Yeah,
and then if you do have to get out of the pocket,
make the decision,
but you don't have to force it.
Right.
You can throw it away.
And
I think as long as they're methodical about that, that's really the difference between college and pro. I mean, you look at all these guys. I mean, even he harped on it about is it Williams in Chicago?
Right.
Like he was holding the ball for like 4.5 seconds last year.
Yeah.
Now he's like 2, and when he holds on to it longer than that, good things don't happen.
Right.
So.
And that's where I do like Josh McDaniels being back with the Patriots. A lot of people are against it, like, oh, we're just retreading, the dynasty guys and this and that. Josh McDaniels does have a track record, on the offensive side of the ball, with the Patriots, and and not just with Brady, but it's Matt Castle. They went 11-5 that year, missed the playoffs weirdly with an 11-win team. But that was I believe that was Josh, still offensive coordinator back then. And obviously he has access to all the tapes and to compare. And I don't want to compare Drake May to Tom Brady. I'm not doing that. But when I think back to Brady when he took over, and he was just like, there's Troy Brown in the slot. There's Wes Welker in the slot. There's maybe now Efton Chisholm the third, who undrafted free agent, is a slot guy.
I mean, he looked great.
He looked great in that game against Minnesota, so we got to see him.
Multiple games. I mean, he put together a good, and I think that was the story of him coming out of college, was he could be a Amendola-like, Edelman-like player. So,
and that fits right into Josh McDaniels'
and he is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if he'll put up big numbers in the season but he's an option.
Well, I mean, and what's interesting about him is the Patriots initially did keep 8 wide receivers for the first time ever. They had kept 7 as recently, I think, as in 2017. But then they immediately, they cut or released Javon Baker, and then who knows if Kendrick Bourne asked out or
sounds like he probably was asked out.
He was getting his release, and he beat him to the last word. So
I think at the end of the day, they were trying to move some of these guys, and nobody wanted them. So
it's tough to make a trade. Well, if you're trading them, you're probably going to release them. So why should I give you something if I can pick them up for free?
Right.
So I think that's what's.
But then when they don't get picked up, even still, it's like, ooh.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see this Efton Chisholm guy. I'm excited. I think about their running game. I'm hoping that they can run block for these guys, because I am a Ramondre Stevenson fan. I know he had the fumbles last year. He was better in the second half than the first half. But I am excited about the running game, and if they can utilize those guys, then you got Hunter Henry. I always like the tight end coming across. Then you got another slot receiver, and then the big if. Stephon Diggs. He's been quiet since the boat incident. He's not talking. He hasn't played. I'm assuming he's practicing. I haven't heard that he's not practicing.
Yeah, I think he's been on the field.
Yeah. So if that becomes a deep threat, this is where I do get excited. I'm like, okay, they can do this. They can do this, and if they can do this, and their defense is supposed to be pretty good. What I'm worried about is there's nobody behind these guys.
Right.
Behind these guys,
Yep.
There's no backup lineman. There's the wide receiver. I mean, yeah, if we're counting on Efton Chisholm to bring it to the playoffs, that's probably not great to be counting on him. Behind Hunter Henry is Aaron Hooper,
Right.
Decent player. I looked up. We had a fantasy football draft. I looked up Hooper on ESPN. No profile. He's ranked number 379 for tight end, just without even a profile. Not that I was looking to draft him, but so
Right.
All right. A couple of things as we wrap up the show this week. I don't know if you caught this. Sean Thornton, former Bruin player, who was working with the Thrashers, has now taken a job. Oh no, he was with the Panthers.
Yep.
Has now taken a job with the Atlanta Hawks in some sort of vice presidency role with them. And there is a rumor that Atlanta, the city, is going for the third time trying to go for an NHL team. And is this just a move for Thornton to get him in the Atlanta area to help?
Could be.
So that's interesting. So Sean Thornton, always a popular player with the Bruins back in the day. And then do you do a fantasy football league?
I haven't. In years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I am in 3, but 2 of them are free. So that's good. So I'm not one of those guys that can manage multiple teams. I don't. My kids do, and then you end up facing yourself, and I don't know whether to root for. And I have to root for the Patriots first, even if my guys are on the other team. And so I'm like, no, I have to have a system. So, all right. So once again, Pat, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back.
Great to have you back. I'm excited to work with you on the football games this season as well. Excited to have working with Brendan as well. Should be a fun season. We got our high school football preview next week as well. So please tune in for that. That'll take up the bulk of our time next week as we have conversations with the local coaches as they get ready to kick off their high school season. So thank you for joining us in the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin, and we'll see you right back here next week in the Cheap Seats on 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and WoonSocketRadio.com. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Tune in to Joe Callahan in the Tiki Bar. It is Jimmy Buffett weekend as the anniversary of his passing is coming up. So Joe will have all your great Buffett music at 12 o'clock.
Broadcasting